Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday night. It's open question night, and Shaney's with us, and Dan's with us, and John's going to jump on any second now. And tonight, we are going to let you attempt to stump us. Feel free to let us know how everything's going in the chat room.
Is that what question night is about? To stump us? Is
well,
that what it's
see, here's
about?
the thing that Howie said last week. He stumped us with the question, why aren't there more girl DJs? Was what he said. And I'm like, well, that really wasn't a stumper.
Question.
So, so he said he's going to stump us again, but we are going to let them ask questions if they want to stump us. We do have topics we can talk about, but if you want to stump us, you can.
The answer is C.
The answer is C. So from now on, it's going to be that. Dan gave us that, so it is that. We are here tonight. It's been a crazy week for all of us. We all have DJ stories to tell, so we might talk about that. We will, like I said, we're going to field your questions. We might field them too. It all depends on to see if they're ripe.
I'm not broadcasting from a bed this time.
No, and that helps a lot. Hold on, I got to pull my earpiece out because I'm monitoring this whole thing on a separate computer to make sure our feed's going right. Please let us know if everything's here. Yeah, I know my shirt is backwards. Again, I'm trying to figure this all out because what it's doing is it's capturing, this software is capturing my view of the Zoom software, and the Zoom software is backwards on mine. So
that's an easy switch.
How do we do that?
Go into your video settings at the bottom of your Zoom.
Okay. Yeah.
And then so you're gonna go to video settings, and under my video, the second one down says enable mirror effect. Click it.
Boom! Daniel, you're a freaking genius.
Yeah.
All right, so
I know, because mine was backwards for the longest time, like to me, and I was like,
yeah.
What? Yeah.
When John does it, it goes out to the thing properly, but this one doesn't. and it broadcasted the settings, because when I opened that setting screen.
Right, now I'm looking right. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it right now.
All right, so MJ, what is the most used DJ sample, and where did it come from? In my opinion, it would it would be Flava Flav's "Yeah Boy," but it could be anything. You could be talking about Clive, what's his name's drum hook from the Funky Drummer, James Brown's drummer, Clive, what's his name? Anybody
That's a
else?
good name for a drummer.
I can't think of it. I actually own the Ableton drum kit. For the Ableton put out drum samples from him and a couple other people from that whole funk era, and I do own that, but I can't remember his name. So I would say, in my opinion, it would be those two. Dan, Cheney, most sampled, most. How did he word it here?
What is the most used DJ sample?
Most used
and where
DJ
did it come
sample.
from?
Or is it the horn?
I was gonna say, like, the DJ drop would be like a straight up reggae horn.
That's actually. Do you know? All right, here's a question. Since it's question night, what is the actual name of that sample?
Of the reggae horn?
Thank you, reggae horn.
Oh.
Because I remember people going, "Why is it a reggae horn? I don't understand." I'm like, you just let it go.
Jimmy says, "Nope, that wasn't it."
Now, first off, once you answer us, Jimmy, you must tell us where you got this ridiculous. Where you're getting your information, just so that we can believe you or not.
Are you like asking working DJs like what they use? Wikipedia? I don't know.
DJpedia, is there such a thing?
Change the beat. Fab Five Freddy is the most DJ sample. Are you talking about song sample? Oh, I wasn't talking about song sample.
Yeah, I'm talking sample, anything.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about sample, like a drop, like what DJs use when they are mixing and they just throw a drop in. So
I'm even talking like the scratch stuff, like Fresh.
Right.
And,
so that's
Char.
what we were like in our head. That's what we were talking about.
Oh, the beep. The beep. Fresh. There, I have to say that is out there. What it was when they put out the sample pack. That's the way those sounds went. It went beep. Fresh. And there are actual DJ shirts out there, the ones that say Bob and Sam and, that has all the different names. You've seen those? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay, Shaney does. Well, there's one out there that says beep and fresh and that you can buy. So that's a sample pack. So Jimmy, we were partially right and you were partially insane. He's much bigger than me. I probably shouldn't say that. He just walk up and bop me on the head.
Yes, that sample is really for scratching. That is correct. Yes, I agree with that. Those samples, I agree with that. Those are like, those are
annoying people. They're great for annoying people. No, I'm kidding.
All right, but it is question night, so if you guys have questions for us,
they can be real questions for information or something like that.
So I'll tell you what, while we're waiting, why don't you share the news about the new person who won something?
Oh, there's two pieces of information I think are cool about this. DMC had their championship this past weekend, and for those of you who know that I'm going to drop names, that at the DJ Expo, I got to meet the U.S. champion, and she went and competed on behalf of the U.S. in the World Finals. She did very well, but this year's winner is the youngest winner in DMC history. And this year's World DMC champion, first piece of information I think is cool, is that he is only 12 years old. 12. What were you doing when you were 12? He was winning a world championship. And I saw some videos today. I went to look up some videos today, and if you were looking at hands on turntables and mixers, you would swear you were looking at a full-grown adult. He's just, everything is so flawless. And then you look up and you see a 12-year-old's face, and it's like, holy crap. But here's the other thing that I think is cool. He uses tractor.
Yeah.
Which I think that's nice to see, that whole competition spreading out into other things. This year, the entire Canadian leg of it was sponsored by Virtual DJ because they're a Canadian company. And to have the winner use Tractor Pro, I think that's awesome. That's just showing how the community is growing.
But to have like a 12-year-old come in against all these adults that have been doing this type of competition for years and stuff, I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
He was so talented, so talented.
Yeah. Rena, R-E-N-A? No.
Yeah. And I love like his mom is in all the pictures.
Yes. Well, you'd have to be. Who's going to get him there at 12? You couldn't even. Could you even take an Uber at that point?
He's in all the pictures, and I freaking love it.
It's R-E-N-A. Just go to YouTube and look up. He has countless videos, and like I said, it's just flawless. His timing and everything. He has timing of DJ Craze, which I always said DJ Craze. You could put up a metronome that the DJ Craze wasn't hearing, and DJ Craze would hit that because he had such a perfect timing to things that I just loved. But Serato rules. But it's competition now, so that means usually when Jimmy goes boo, Serato rules. I like it because that means that once there's competition between the things, then everything's going to get better. It pushes them to better things. Competition will make growth. So I like that.
Okay, guys.
I feel like finding the routine.
You guys are doing trivia questions, but we're talking like more like questions about the DJ stuff, not like, I know Reggie.
Well, he threw out the whole try and stump me, and that's why they're doing that.
Okay,
but
I know if you guys want to do trivia questions, that's fine. But I know the show's more about asking us like DJ community questions and things like that.
Reggie, I don't know what the former 1953 hit is one of the most played songs at a wedding because I don't DJ weddings. So, Dan, would you even guess on that? Because I have one that I'm going to come.
I did. I actually threw my guess in there that it was Moni Moni.
Former 1953. So Moni Moni was
Billy Idol, but before that was Tommy.
Yeah, and I don't know what year that was.
I'm guessing. I knew it's an oldies. I wanted to say it's 50s or 60s. I thought it was 50s based upon the question, especially since one of the most played. But
Janie, you want to take a stab at that?
No.
Okay. So Reggie, feel free to tell us.
Weddings is not. If he's asking specifically for weddings, I'm not going to take a stab at it. Weddings is not my bread and butter.
Yeah.
So I can't take a stab at a question like that.
No, that was 1968.
for weddings.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
also, besides giving us the answer, you also have to tell us where you got that information from.
And honestly, for weddings, I don't really play anything like, honestly, like that. I'm not going to like just say like the weddings that I do.
Yeah.
I don't really play that old of like songs.
That's like when
now when I go to do my weddings anyway. So like I couldn't even like begin to answer that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. John did the show the other night of his.
Oh, the chicken dance. He said it's the chicken dance.
Yeah. And I have a video of it, so when I DJ it actually has a video that goes along with it. But yes, going on with what you said, Shani, when John did the oldies show the other night, I'm thinking, I don't play any of those songs at a wedding. I don't understand. So each one's different.
Next question is, what do you guys prefer to use, turntables or CDJs or controllers for your gigs, and explain why?
I like to use this old crank Victrola. No, actually, I'm going to start using Dan's Fisher-Price turntable that he found that I keep wanting to bring on the show. He actually found his Fisher-Price turntable. So we have to do a show and tell of that one night because I think that's really cool. For me, I've played them all. I've used them all. I just like controllers because I'm a real technology person, and I love the fact that I get to modify things. I just like how it all works together to me. Plus, I can close a case on the top and walk out with one case as opposed to 3 cases or whatever. But that's just me. Shani, preference? I know what your preference is, and I like it. So go ahead.
What's my preference?
You like the CDJ Nexus series, right?
I do.
Someone today was talking about the Nexus 3000. People are trying to drop things about the 3000. So that may be coming soon. Go ahead, Shani.
I mean, if I'm personally carrying it, then... like, so yeah, there's those little stipulations there. I mean, then again, I bring my SZ out for my events, and that's it's like in a coffin. And then when I get to my events, I call my boys and I say, I'm pulling up to the back of the hotel if you guys want to come get my coffin. So I mean, I bring my SZ to my events, but if I had my preference, I would always love to spin on CDJs and a mixer, just because that's actually, I learned on turntables and CDJs and stuff, and that's, but honestly, I'll spin on anything I could play music on.
A Fisher-Price turntable of Dan's?
I would rock that. I would so rock that.
I'm tempted to go get it right now, but
if we have a technical break, maybe you can go get it. But no, save it for another night, because I'd like to do a night where we talk about old tech that we just can't let go of. We may not even use it, but everybody has it. I guarantee everybody, even in our chat room, has stuff that they never use, but they just don't want to sell. I think that'd be kind of a cool night. Yeah.
It's like females with clothes.
Yeah.
I go in my closet and I'm like, I'm not getting rid of that because I swear I'm going to wear it.
Favorite powered speakers. Mine, I still have to go with the QSCs. I'm not saying they're better or worse than anybody else, but I just kind of like them. Right now, there's a lot of great ones. If you told me I had to use a pair of EVs, I'd be like, okay. If you told me I had to use a pair of the Bass Boss, I would use them. The only one I would probably go turn my nose up at, honestly, right now, the only one I'd probably turn my nose up at would be the Bose, not the F1.
The L ones?
Yeah, not
the L1s.
Yeah, the F1 ones I would use, but the upright L ones, I don't like those. I don't even like the sound of them, but the F1 series, I like those. So I would say any. Shani, favorite speakers? You can give us 2 choices, Shani.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I was like, can I get 2 choices, please? Because I'm a Bose performing artist. And if anyone wants to check out my YouTube video,
which is a good video, you should go look at it. It's a good video.
The F1 system, that's a great system. And then I also have the EV ETX sub 18 and 15s. So I love those for the power and the sound and the sexiness.
Ooh. Daniel.
So my personal preference, for the longest time I was QSC and just recently switched over to EV, and I have the EKX. I like the ETX. I just couldn't bring myself to spend the extra money. And I still think what they did with the EKX and the price point that they did was just phenomenal. It's, to me, one of the best bangs for the buck, hands down. And on Thursday, I may have a different answer, but as of right now, I can't go into the Evolve. I loved what I heard, and I am waiting, and I keep checking the shipping notifications, and they're not coming yet. And that has me nervous, because not that I need them for Saturday, but I really want them for Saturday. But I live a little farther from Minnesota than most people, and they should be on the truck by now.
Am I correct? Did I not see people have unboxing videos already on them?
Yeah.
Well, there are some, because some people got
Right.
the head up and got to experience the pre-release stuff, that kind of thing. But those who bought them from a dealer are not supposed to have them before Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
That's that.
Question: what do you guys do in the off season of your business to keep you fresh, up to date?
Forget to upload my music.
Oh,
I hate when I have a January or February gig, because I realized that for 2 months I didn't upload anything to my drive, and then I go, and I have to analyze, and yeah.
For me, there is no off season. It's every week is new. Every week is new. Every week is new. Every week is new. You might have specialty events like the one I had Saturday, where I had to get a few special songs because it was a bond event. It was a charity event for the Kidney Foundation, stuff like that, or an 80s gig. But for the most part, there is no off season. The only off I get is when I look at the schedule and go, I want to go somewhere here, or this is the expo, that sort of thing. So I can't help you there, but I think there's lots of things. Shani, give us both.
Yeah,
I
don't have an off season either, because I do so many different things, but I, go to conferences to kind of get refreshed with stuff. I belong to a bunch of music pools to kind of, not be stagnant in just kind of one music pool that will always kind of just keep it one stream of kind of things. So I, could get a variety of different things when it comes to music. I talk to my mentors and other DJs in the community to kind of see, that do share ideas with me, and I share ideas with them, so we could kind of bounce things off of each other, and we're not afraid to do that with each other. That's going to harm our businesses. So we could kind of be like, oh, okay, that's a cool thing. That's a cool thing. So, definitely networking and conferences and, updating my music. For me, I do it weekly. I know like MJ probably does it weekly too. I know
Thursday is
Dan
my
probably
day.
does it in your busy season. You're probably doing it like, that too. So, you just gotta keep up with the Joneses and kind of just, keep that and network and talk to people and look at YouTube and look at, DJ networks and see what the hot things going on and what these people are doing and things like that. So I think that's kind of one.
I'm going to go ahead and go off and change that subject a bit. I mean, because we could go on all day about how to stay fresh. But someone in the chat room brought up Tom Petty. We might as well go ahead and just...
Well, before we do that, Jimmy's asked twice, so I just want to get to Jimmy's question.
I have that written down here on his.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got another one also Reggie said. I
3 times.
Yeah.
Jimmy's done 3 times.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I see you.
We got you, Jimmy. I'm writing down the questions, taking them by as I see them. If I miss one, we can come back to it. But we don't know anything about Tom Petty. We're hearing things...
yes, Paul, you were correct with your response. I like Paul's response because that was the same thing I said.
Yeah, the LAPD did not confirm. He did apparently go into some sort of heart failure or heart condition or a heart attack or something happened. He is not well. That's the best we could say.
Cardiac arrest.
Cardiac arrest, yeah.
Cardiac arrest.
Okay.
And then they did false information and said he died. But now they're backtracking and it is not quote unquote confirmed yet.
He has a do not resuscitate.
Right.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
But we kind of
barring
know
some miracle
that it's going to be
soon.
Yeah. Okay. I don't really want to say that, but
all right. So just like I said, thoughts and prayers going out to all him and his for sure. Credible artist. Funny, I actually grew up with a guy, went to high school with him, who looked like Tom Petty. So it was,
wow.
it was when Tom Petty was, had a lot of big hits. So it was like my friend Todd, yeah, Tom Petty. Every time a Tom Petty song come on.
Those type of rockers, I think everybody kind of knows like one that like looks like all those like type of rockers.
Yeah,
I think everybody has like one that looks like this rocker, this rocker, this rocker.
I will say I'm regretting the one thing. I'm probably going to have to play something this weekend.
Yeah.
And while I like them, there's nothing that stands out to me of.
You could do cocktail. You could do like during a cocktail dinner.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll find a remix. I may even have a remix. So
you could do it during dinner.
Cocktail probably would be the better option. But yeah, and that helps. But yeah, but I know what's gonna happen without fail. Even if I play something during that time, I'm gonna get it during the floor. Oh, you got to play something Tom Petty, and it's like, name me one song you can really legitimately dance to.
Unless unless MJ said unless you have a remix.
Yeah, I can dance to this one.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
What's the one on A Dream? His
Yeah.
It's upbeat.
Yeah.
Chat room, feel free to fill us in on the one that's in my head that I would be searching for right now, typing in. We'll go to Jimmy's question now. Shaney, Jimmy's question is, what is your favorite mixer of all time?
Shaney? MJ, what's my favorite mixer?
Would it be the S9?
Oh, you know what? No, because I'm not really a battle. I mean, I like the S9, but I'm not really a battle mixer, but it goes with the whole system. What do I like playing on?
Pioneer.
Yes, it would be the 900.
Okay. Nexus system. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I was surprised that. I don't know. Mine's an odd one, considering like I said, I've used every kind of mixer from full out, which I still own a full out analog mixer, 2-channel mixer, literally nothing digital about it whatsoever. It literally, and I like it. I really liked it. Denon put it out, but I probably say if I had to pick a favorite one over all the years, was Newmark had a 3-channel one that was in 1999, 2000. Can anybody remember which one that is? It was silver with blue lettering. Let's see if I can find it real quick here. Come on, somebody in the chat room, help me. Here's the picture of it.
They're doing Tom Petty right now.
Right here, the DXM9. This is it right here. It had some effects. It wasn't digital in the sense It wasn't digital in the sense of no USB, nothing like that. But I just liked a lot of it. It had an echo effect in there where you could echo the music and some nice kill switches for the up and the down. I forgot. I keep forgetting. I did some fancy stuff with this setup, so I can actually share this way, so we can look pretty tonight, and they can see us. They can see us while I'm showing off the stuff in the screen. So I set all this up and I want to use it. But yeah, that's probably my favorite mixer. I really liked it, and I hated selling it, but it was one of those things that was like, if I don't sell it now, I'll not get penny one out of it. But that was my favorite. Dan, back to you.
I don't have one.
You know which one I cried about when I sold? I did cry. I shed like a tear. Was my Rain 57.
Oh.
I did. I shed a little tear. That
was like a I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. A foundational.
Yeah.
A turning point. It came at a time and made a statement that can never be taken back, sort of thing.
Yeah. Like I kind of shed a tear when I handed it to the buyer. I was like, now you take care, okay?
Yeah.
You're in good hands, right? You're gonna take care of my baby, right? It was kind of like one of those. I was like, what's wrong with me? As I was counting my cash.
You're counting your cash, yeah. Yep.
The next one.
There's one from way back that I kind of want to address because of my event this past weekend.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on MP3 discs? Was one of the question. Yeah, it was way back.
My bad.
The same thing I told the people this weekend when they wanted to bring me their music on a disc. I haven't touched a disc in a decade. I know guys who use them at weddings as just a complete emergency backup. But the MP3 disc, I used to use them probably, I don't know, early 2000s, because the one Denon CDJ would take MP3 discs, so I could put either a DVD or a CD in there with all MP3s, and that thing would read it, and you could, have loads of songs on that.
Well, that's also saying that you're bringing equipment that supports an MP3 disc, and that your client is bringing an MP3 disc because, even like, some of the new MacBooks and stuff, you can't put anything in those unless you're bringing separate.
The one that Dan and I has doesn't have CD anymore.
Yeah, my new one doesn't have CD anymore. Yeah.
So all three of us, if you would have brought us a disc for an event, we'd be like, I can't even help you. I could set my drink on it.
I love it.
I was like, I can put it right here for you on the DJ booth, and it can sit here all pretty.
Yeah, I can hear it. Wait, we'll use it as a coaster.
I was like, it's gonna be pretty for you.
It's a mirror. It's a nice mirror.
And that's
So I don't know. I mean, like I said, it is up to you. The technology when it was there was good. It was neat to be able to go, instead of having 12 songs on a disc, you could put bunches of them on there. But it's just, I think it's time's past. That's all.
I still burn mine occasionally to CD just as another backup, but not anything I'm taking to an event.
It is one of the least hackable backups in the world. Unless you stick that disc in something, someone can't hack your disc. So that's possible. All right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you guys were talking about the event, and it just made me realize I have had, and I'm sure this goes in spurts for you guys as well, but more people in the last couple of events coming up to me wanting to bring me their phone to plug in, which is something like we run into every once in a while or whatever. But it's been real weird. Like just within the last couple of weeks, I've had at least one every event, and I'm just waiting. I said, I'm sorry, I've got nowhere to plug it in. Yet there is an 1/8-inch cord that is running out of my system into my iPad that's right there. And I'm just waiting for somebody to go, what about that cord right there?
The backup.
Yeah. Well, and what I have is I have my light controller basically running on my iPad. So if anybody asks, I'm just like, oh, that's just to control my lights.
Funny.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I've done it before. Like if it's at a club or a bar, absolutely not. I will never plug anybody's stuff in ever. But if it's a private gig like at Sweet 16 and the girl who turns Sweet 16 or her dad comes up, play this song, and if I can't grab it, which now with the Serato tying into virtual and Pulse Locker tying into Serato, if you have that option, you can grab something or go online and grab it from your download area. But that would be the only time. Actually, I had to in an event recently. Because the girl it was a private event. The girl was on a cheerleading team, and her friends wanted to do the routine, and it was a premix thing. So it was nothing that I could even download anywhere. So I went ahead and popped it in and let them do that. But my favorite thing is when they come up and hand me their iPhone that doesn't have an 1/8 inch, and I hold up the 1/8 inch and I'm like, crap, and I'm like, they're going crap, and I'm going, yay. Yeah.
So there's one advantage to the whole no headphone jack.
Oh yeah, that's one advantage I like. And do you have no, I do not have the adapter, which I really don't.
Well, we just tell them that we, for reliability issues, we can't, take
true.
Equip, stuff and plug it into and then if I have to go into the whole thing about playing music off of somebody's phone and professional, speakers and the sound quality, like if I have to go into that, I'll go into that whole speech. But hopefully by then I can say, you want to give me a different song that I'm sure I probably have, and you can request that, and I'm sure I probably have it. Is it Despacito? I'm sure I probably have that.
I got a guy the other night to come up and ask for that, and I'm like, I don't think I know that song, and he goes, really? It's really popular. And he starts into the spiel, and I'm letting him go with it a little bit, and then he goes, "Oh, shut up."
Sometimes you just gotta play it.
As it's playing in the background right now.
Yeah, right. As it's playing. I love when those people come up when you're playing the song, and they ask for the song while it's playing.
I have had two people recently to stand there, and I go, which version do you want? And one goes, I want the original Spanish version. I want this, and they were like arguing with each other.
You're like, okay, boo-boos, get back to me when you guys figure that out.
I'm like, go ahead, because I'm only playing the one that everyone knows. But they were like arguing about it. I'm like, this is new. I've never had people do that. So, cool. I'm just going to go off the next question that I had on the list. How many days a week are you spinning? For me, on an average, 2, but it can go more. At the end of this month, I have like 5 and 4 days. and that's not including doing any kind of studio work, which I'm working on some special music right now, so I'm doing recording of scratching in the studio. But on the average, we'll say 2. Janie?
I'm like MJ, average.
Dan just sticks his
average
finger up.
is 2, but it could be 3 in a week, it could be 4 in a week. Graduation time, it could be every single day that week, sometimes twice a day that week. I could have club events Thursday, Friday, Saturday, private events Monday, Tuesday, and when I do my corporate stuff, that's like every day. So, but if I'm doing like average, it'd probably just be 2 for me.
Yeah, I'm doing 1. Now I will say this, just this past month and this one coming up, I've got a couple extra, so it's actually been kind of cool to do 2 weddings in a weekend. But yeah, it's usually just Saturdays and Saturdays only, and that's all I'm getting calls for and all I'm doing.
That's enough if the paycheck is good, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I would love to have an extra day, just because sometimes doing 1, if I get ideas, I gotta wait to put them into play.
Like, I gotta wait till the next event.
Yeah, it's like I've got to wait a week, or like even one of the things that always kind of bugged me. I'd go to the DJ expos and I get this idea and I'm like, oh man, and it's like 3 weeks worth of like before I kind of like do it and feel comfortable with it and then use it, and like now we're into like the end of September. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, Dan loads the latest song, and by the time he plays it, it's an oldie. No, I'm kidding. No, it's good though. It's good. Next question. I'm going to let this go into 2 parts.
Okay.
Because the question was simply favorite source of music. Now, I'm going to let it go into 2 parts, as in favorite source to hear new music, learn about new music, or favorite source to download new music. So you can take it whichever way you want to go. You guys can pick that one out.
I'll take the hearing. One of the things that kind of, now it's not going to be as cutting edge because I don't need to be as cutting edge. In fact,
I found
it's new for me, and so that would be through Sirius. I didn't used to have a subscription service.
I love Sirius.
Right, but what I'm saying is that's not as cutting edge. Like if I'm doing some teen events, I'm looking elsewhere.
Sirius is perfect too, because you could listen to the like LA station, you could listen to the New York station, you could listen to what's hot on like the KISS stations and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you could,
and I do listen to, and in fact that's two of my 4 that I go to often. But I will say that has actually gotten me a little bit in trouble when I tried listening to that, and then I'm like, oh man, they're playing this all the time, and then I go to throw it in at a wedding and realized, yeah, half these people have never even heard this because they're playing it all the time on Sirius, but they're not playing it on anywhere local that the people that are my clients, or I shouldn't say my clients, but the families of my clients are hearing.
Yeah.
And so it was like
your local stations.
What was that?
That's when you have to listen to your local stations and see what those 4 songs that are in major rotation every 10 minutes on those stations that everybody knows.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's pretty much all you need to do is listen for 1 hour, and you'll get, if you hear it, how many times you hear it, you're like, yep.
You're good for the whole day.
I have a friend who
you're like, that one guy from One Direction has a new song. Okay, good. The little girls are gonna go crazy with that one.
I have a friend who actually owns a bunch of radio stations around the country, and he said that they program, and this is kind of neat, that they program for time slots that they figure out the average amount of time. Now, it's not so much now that with all the digital stuff, but this was back before a lot of the streaming stuff was there. The amount of time the average person walks out to their car, gets in the car, starts the car, drives to where they're going, and gets out. That they want to hit you with a hit song, possibly your favorite song, and a commercial in that time frame. So every time you get out of your car, drive to the next place, they're thinking that time frame, we want to hit them with a hit song, a commercial, and then maybe something else. And it's a whole science behind it. I'm like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. The average person, at the time when I was in radio, now it's been a few years, but at that time, the average person would listen to top 40 stations for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
that was the time slot, which is why you have such such a huge rotation and turnover of music to every hour and 15.
Yeah.
Some of your bigger stations go even as short as 45 minutes between ones because their listenership is even faster in that turnover. You talk about science. I went to school for it, and it's amazing to see that actually put into action, and then compare that to a classic rock station, which is like, their rotation is 3 days later. It is what it is.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. That is true.
Shani, go ahead.
No, I mean, if it's, for the kids, I have to listen to the local stations. I have to know what they're listening to here, but I also have to, which I hate, is go on YouTube and see who the next freaking YouTube sensation, broccoli dude is, or somebody, the Fetty Wap dude or somebody. So I know like what's going on, and, certain areas that I spend in the clubs, I have to know even worse stuff. So I know certain things to play that I'm just like, you're asking for what? The what? The what? Like the what? Like I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even begin here. What that is, and then I gotta like put it in my phone. So like the next week, I have it, and I'm like, I have no idea what they even asked for, and then I look it up, and I'm like, oh my god, look at how many views this guy has. Okay. Oh, got it. Oh, I didn't even know it was in this one record pool. Okay, I'll download it, and it's going to take up my hard drive. Great. And it goes into that one folder, which I'm not going to say the name of that folder, but it goes into that one folder that I don't want to, say. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I have to do that because I got to keep up to what's going on with the crazy music, every week with the changing of all that stuff. And then, with the kids, I like, again, I got to keep up with which One Direction guy has the new hot single for all the kids to sing.
They're not going One Direction anymore. It's a bunch of different directions.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like 4 directions now. So it's like, so now when 2 of them got a hit, so I'm like, oh God, now I got to get both of their hits. And, and I got to get this one. And then, now a Jonas has a hit again, and this is going on. And, so, I mean, as much as I love like the promo onlys and those like that, they're not, I love you guys at promo only, Nick, Ricky, I love Glenn. I love you guys, but you guys know you're not on top of it. Like I get your stuff because I need your stuff, and sometimes I need the radio edit, I need the clean edit, but you're not. You guys are a couple of weeks after. I already have it from my record pools.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I got to do my homework, and I got to, get what I need to get from all the other record pools and everything. Yeah. But I have to listen, as much as I do listen to Sirius, I have to listen to the local radio stations too and see what's going
on. Going along, before I get mine out there, going along with what you said about being up on things, Jimmy, I'm not calling you out because trust me, you're not the only person that didn't know about this song, but that 1-800 song jumped up, the suicide hotline song jumped up the charts really quick. And yeah. I'm looking at it when I saw that because he made a comment about something, and I made a comment back, and I went and looked, and I had that downloaded in May. And
yeah, that came out a long time ago.
A long time ago, but it popped up the charts really quick, and that's a good example about paying attention to something other than, the charts or what promo only puts out. Or whatever.
It got popular because he performed it.
Yeah.
At the award show.
Yeah.
Just like some of those songs get popular after they perform it at award shows.
Yeah. So that's all part of staying up on stuff with what you do. There's bunches of different sources, places you can go, but that's all part of it. For me, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to be just flat out honest with you. I get paid as an open format DJ and spin a lot of different styles all in the same week, and I do it well. But I listen to maybe 1% of the stuff I DJ outside of DJing. I love house music. I love electronic music. And if you catch me in my studio, in my car, at the supermarket with the headphones on, it's going to be house music. It's going to be whether it's chill out, down tempo, trip hop, something. The stuff I DJ, I get it from Spotify chart. I get it from Billboard chart. I get it from what's hot on YouTube. I get it, and this is where you get a lot of them from, and this is a firm believer of mine, is that I subscribe on Facebook to a lot of different DJ pages, and things like what's the one, Mixmag, and different ones, and they'll do posts across there about new songs or a new mix or new something. So I'll find out about a lot of that stuff sometimes just scrolling through Facebook. Somebody posted, be friends with people who are outside of your age group, all that kind of stuff, and you can see somebody post, I love this new song. Stop and listen to the new song, and you might, that's where I pick up a lot of my, hearing new stuff. Downloading, my main source for downloading is Video Tools, even though I'm not a big fan of their website, which they've actually changed it 3 times since I've been a subscriber. It's getting better, but it's the only place for the price I pay, be able to get remixed videos for part of a subscription service. Not just videos, not just songs, but remixed videos. And that's when I'm playing that, I'm looking for that. And that's why I go with Video Tools. They just get me what I need. And then the hard stuff, I'm not going to lie. If I, like last weekend, big shout out to Howie for helping me out today testing the feed, and we got talking a little bit about this, and I told him a little about the event I did on Saturday, and the stuff they were asking for was so obscure that I'm not kidding you, the only place I could find some of this stuff was YouTube, and I had to rip it off YouTube because literally could not find it on iTunes, couldn't find it anywhere. It was so freaking obscure. So there are times you have to do that. So that's my 2 answers to the hearing and downloading.
I love DJ City. They helped me out.
DJ
huge.
City's great. I was Crooklyn Clan and
Brooklyn Clan's huge too. I like them.
And what's the other? Club Killers. Both of those.
Club Killers. I look at Beatport for stuff that I need.
For the EDM, Beatport is real hot. Again, a lot of these. If I have versions from all those places that I look for another one somewhere else, like a video version, and I don't like any of them. I only like the one that Club Killers put out or whatever, and I'll end up getting an MP3 version simply because nobody else has something as good, So you kind of have to dig around and don't be afraid to friend other people and find out what they're like. Ask them, say, hey, because I have a friend of mine. He's young DJ, DJ RTG is a friend of mine. Shaney, I think Shaney, you met him at one of the expos.
Yeah, I did. I met him. We took a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 23, I think. I like having him as a friend so I can ask him questions about, because he's in college and he's right in the thick of it. So he's a great person to have in your life to ask questions, and I go and listen to him DJ when I can, just to suck in some of his youthful knowledge. So all of those can be great sources.
Yeah, and I love, I play the remixes. I don't play radio edits at all unless I'm doing a elementary or middle school party and I have to do radio edits. Even on all my other parties, I play remixes even of the slower songs. I will play the faster 128 BPM remixes of the slower songs. So people are like, oh my God, I love that song. I didn't know it had, that we could do a remix. I mean, but everybody knows, even my hip hop sets, I do twerk remixes of a lot of my current songs too. Ed Sheeran, I don't play original. I do a twerk remix of that. Everybody goes crazy. My reggae tones, when I'm in the club, I change those up too. With
Rihanna's one song and what's the one? French Montana. I'm bringing
unforgettable.
Yeah, I'm bringing in other stuff. I just found a reggae remix of Gas Pedal that I brought back in now. So it's
just when you get to do things like that and be creative like that, it's awesome. And the crowd, it just they go crazy for stuff like that. So don't be afraid too to just kind of change it up on your crowd if you can and do things like that. Shawn Mendes has a slow song and everybody loves it, but you're like, I wish I could play the song. Find a dance remix of it.
I have a dance remix of it, yeah.
Find a dance remix, and then that way you can play it, and then everybody's singing and dancing to it, and it's in your dance set now, and you don't have to worry about trying to fit it in for the people that keep asking, well, if you can fit it in, and I know we're not really doing slow songs, we can fit it in, but you don't have to. You can now play it in your dance set. So try to do stuff like that, and you're not, and I hate to say it again, you're not going to find stuff like that on Prime Cuts or Promo Only or things like that. You're just going to find the old school, which I love them for that, and I have subscriptions, but you're going to find that on the different record pools.
I was just going to say something about something. I don't remember what I was going to say. It was right on the lines of what you said.
About something.
It's right on the lines of what you were saying about the stuff. We'll go on to the next question. It'll hit me because trust me, it'll come back to my brain. I'll come back to it. This one's going to be a tough one, I think, just because it's an opinion question. I want to know, how do you guys deal with people who need a DJ but want you to do it for dirt cheap? I tell them there are lots of DJs in the world. I'm not the one for you. I can recommend some others if you'd like, but for the price that you're asking, which I had someone recently that wanted to pay $150 for a birthday, like a 5-hour birthday party, and I'm like, you're really going to have a lot of trouble finding that. So that's the way I deal with it. I just kind of tell them politely that, I'm not the guy for them. Keep trying. Best of luck.
I think I've kind of been fortunate lately that as my events have kind of come up, as I've raised my prices and I've kind of put myself into a different level of client, if you will, I'm getting booked out farther so that when these dirt cheap events come in, sorry, I'm just not available, so I don't even have to worry, potentially about that. And then, the other ones, usually more often than not, what ends up happening is I tell them my price and they come back and say, I'm sorry, we can't do that price. And that, whether it's I didn't provide enough value or whether it's just there's nothing that would have changed their mind as to what they spend. Either way, I wish them well and I send them on their little way, because if I didn't do a good enough job displaying my value, then I probably shouldn't work for them. And if it comes down to no matter what I would have done, I don't need to work for them or with them. And so that's kind of been my philosophy as of late. I've not really run into it too much because of the bookings happening sooner rather than later.
Shani, do you want to go there?
Sure, I'll go there.
I'm going to check why my phone's buzzing. That'd be important.
No, that's fine. I'll keep it real. This is my little thing on it, and I've said this before. Know your worth. If you don't mind doing, a $2,000 event, but then doing a $200 event, don't complain about it and book the party, and don't complain about it. If you want the work and you don't mind doing it, do it.
Yeah.
There's no, I do not hate on anyone who works like that. Get your money, do what you want to do, but don't bitch about it. Don't complain about it.
Yeah.
But if you know your worth and you feel that that is below you and you don't want to book a $200 event and it's the same type of equipment that you would be bringing out, for your $2,000 event, then explain that exact scenario in layman's terms to your clients and say, hey, look, my birthday party package is a 2-hour package and it starts at $500. And what it includes is myself and an assistant. And, we come out with, a 2-speaker sound system, some accent lighting. We come out with this, we come out with that. We keep the kids busy, blah, 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 blah. And it's $500. And I'm sorry, we can't do it for $200. I might be able to go down $50, a $50 discount for you if you book it right now, over the phone and give me a deposit. But that's the best I can do. I apologize. I can't do it for $200. If you personally know somebody that does it for $200 and you want to give them that name, go ahead and do it. If not, just say, if you need anything in the future, just know you can always call me. Now you know how much our packages are for birthday parties, and have a great event. And that way you're not complaining about it. But now if you hang up the phone and you're still thinking about the event, then do it. But again, don't complain about it when you're doing it, that you're schlepping all the equipment in and now you're working on a Saturday. You don't want to work on a Saturday for $200 and this is ridiculous. And these 8-year-olds are running ragged and, then don't do it. So my whole thing is I get it and I understand it, but you need to explain to the client why you're worth what you're worth.
Cool. And my only 2 cents I'm going to throw in there from experience that I've had is, the more you do that, the more you open yourself up to let's say the $200 event or whatever it is, the harder it is for you to stand on your regular price the other times. You know, what is it? You know, if you throw in, you know, if it's a last minute, like someone gives me a call tonight and it's for a Thursday night event, and you know what, on Thursday night, I don't do anything ever, you know, so you can say, hey, it's my Thursday night special. You want to book me for a wedding on Thursday night? I'll give you that same special. But if you're asking for a Saturday, you know, but give some sort of justification if you are going to drop your price, because otherwise it gets around quick.
Right. And no, like if you have a wedding package, but this is a birthday package, don't bring all your wedding equipment. Don't bring all that. Don't bring all that. Dumb it down. Yeah. Dumb it down, people. If you're booking a $400 package and your wedding package is $3,000, please don't bring all that equipment. I mean, if you do, all the power to you, and I love you for doing that, but don't do it. Like, don't do it. And, you know, and have those different levels for your packages. So you can say like, oh, this is birthday party. Okay, well, yes, you did see me at a wedding, and that's great that's where you got me. But just know this is a birthday party, and you can get all that. And we could throw in the bells and whistles for you, but you're not going to get my birthday party, you know, price. We could add on this and this and this and that. So, you know, just like I said, just know your worth, and don't get frustrated if it didn't work out and they hung up the phone and you didn't book it. If you want to book it, book it.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left, give or take 6 minutes. We have 3 questions, and we have to get to the third one. So we're going to bounce through these first 2 really quickly. No, because when I get to the third one, you'll understand why. Okay. First one, really quickly. Do you like doing outdoor gigs in cold weather? No.
Did you see my post the other day? I hate cold weather.
I hate them, but I sometimes do them when they're charity runs and things like that.
He just said, do you like doing them? So that was all. No, I don't like doing them. I'm a summertime person.
I hate cold weather, and I live in Chicago.
Yeah, I will DJ in 90-degree weather, but if it's 30 out, 40 out, I'm going to be like, can you get someone else? Okay. So next one is a really weird question, and this one I think we all can have an opinion over. MC7000, DDJ, SR2, or keep shopping.
Wait.
But I think the other key was there because they wanted a standalone mixer.
I'm going to go there, but a standalone mixer. So I'm going to say you have to decide what you like. Put your hands on it and try it. You're not going to find one that's better. I don't feel you're not going to put hand on it. You're going to go, this one's better than this one, or this one's better than this one. It's what you like.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just got the SR2.
You like it?
Yes.
Okay. See, Shani likes that. Give it a try. Go
and
find
you can
somebody.
Use it as a stand, and you can, and it's small enough. You can use it as a mixer, but I don't know if you also want to use it as a controller. So I would only get it if you want to use it as a controller and a standalone mixer.
Yeah.
So like that'd be my only reason if you wanted to use it for both. But I mean, if you're just looking for a standalone mixer, I wouldn't get that.
Well, no, I think they said they were looking for a controller that could be a standalone mixer when they need it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't answer about the other ones because I'm a Pioneer girl. So
yeah, most of them will work as a standalone mixer. When I say my opinion, when I say a standalone mixer, that means you can put 2 outside sources in there that are audio only sources, and your volumes and stuff and pitch and low and high work. That's what when we're talking about a standalone mixer, that you can bring an outside source of sound into it and it works. The
SR2, you get pitch and time with it as well now. So that comes with the SR2. And it has the XLR inputs that the other SR didn't have. And I can't comment on the other one. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but
so
I hope go ahead, Dan.
My thought, I love the 7000. I got it and I've been using it, and it's been great.
You guys have it. Yeah.
But I would say this, based upon the other things that you're wanting to use it for, I think it has too big of a size. I would look for something like a couple of people suggested the 6000 MK2. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that because that you can also rack mount, so you have the option
what are the 2 smaller Pioneer ones, Shani?
The little ones?
Yeah.
There's the SB and then there's the SR.
Yeah, but the SR you can't. I would do the SR.
SR is for record box only, right?
No, SR was the very first Serato DJ one, and the SR2 now is got the bells and whistles.
Okay, so there are options. I think that's a thing that can go 1,000 feet too far. I think there's no real way to answer that. Dan, I'll let you let you do the closing comments, and then we have the final question. We have to get in. We have to get the final question in.
Yeah, go.
No, go ahead, Dan. Good.
No, I made it. I think for wanting a mixer, but that could also be a controller, you want something smaller rather than bigger. That's just the key there.
Yeah, because if you hook anything up, I own the 7000, I own the 6000. I've used the 6000 tied into my computer and 2 turntables, and I can show you pictures of it to where it became the mixer for the 2 turntables also. And you can do that with the 7000, but you go from a space between the turntables of about this much to like 30 inches, I think the 7000 is. So you can do that, but if you want to put it between 2 turntables, you're going to end up being records, all the way out. So I hope that helped. I know that's a really wide open question. So, in the final one, Shani,
Yes. Oh.
it's your question that you asked last week.
Oh God, that's gonna no. We're gonna have to wait on that one. That's gonna take too long.
You want to wait on it?
Yeah, let's wait on it. Don't you think that's gonna take too long for the chat room to answer? We only have like 2 minutes, 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah. We have a special question. We'll try to fit it in next week. Maybe we'll make the show next week themed around stuff like that. Okay, so Shani has this really cool question that she brought up last week after we went off the air, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect for next week. And then I'm looking down the list, writing down the questions, and I look up on my list, and like, we didn't do Shani's question.
Yeah, and I totally forgot about it too. I'm like,
Yeah,
I knew I talked about it. The meds. It was the meds in the bed.
The meds in the bed. So next week we will have her question in depth, and
I would love to hear everybody in the chat room their answers.
Yeah,
but if you want to know what it is, you got to tune in.
You got to tune in next week. And also, we are starting another music show. I'm going to try to do a weekly music show like John did last week with his oldies, and it's going to be different styles. So this Wednesday, if everything still works out, at 9 p.m. before Dave and Jeremy's show, we're going to do a show on 90s music. Some things that you need to have. And then next Wednesday, that would be the 11th, I'm having a friend of mine come on the show who... his name's DJ Strobe, who literally has gold records to his name of stuff he's remixed. I mean, the man is incredible. He has worked with artists, and I can't even name all the artists he's worked with in his lifetime. And he's going to come on and give us an hour lesson of how to tell different types of electronic music. So when someone says house, you'll know what house is. It's not techno, and there's a difference between house and progressive house. So we're going to talk about that in 2 weeks because somebody asked me that question. Go ahead.
Look who just came online.
Figures. Jumps into the chat room.
Oh, in the chat room.
Just came online.
Yeah. Dodging
Too
us
busy
there.
partying in
Vegas, So that Wednesday at 9 p.m., look for that. 90s this week. And next week, we're going to do electronic music. We're going to let Strobe talk us through different types, so when somebody asks you for EDM, that they may not only be asking for electronic dance music, they may be asking for a specific type.
And don't forget the question for next week.
And next week, but yeah, the Monday night next week we're going to hit Shani's question, and we're also going to I'm going to try to figure out some more questions we can hit around that topic because that's a great topic. So I think that's all the questions in the chat room. I think.
You
that's
should
all
give us the question as a tease. No, because then you have the question.
No, because it's a really easy question that can go off. And mostly, one of the things I love about this, as opposed to doing like a show on TV, we're getting the people in the chat room's reaction, and we literally want your opinion on this. We want
just know the answer is not C.
It is not C for sure.
Or A.
It's not a multiple choice. I don't think we could make it a multiple choice, but to me, there's only one answer. The 90s show is this Wednesday at 9 p.m. We will be putting it on Disc Jockey News, but it's probably going to be broadcast first on Chew TV because on there we can play the actual music and not get dinged.
And if you tune in, you have to dress in some sort of 90s.
I'm going to have to go out and get a 90s t-shirt. Because I threw away all my Hammer pants. I ain't got nothing 90s anymore.
80s shirts? I don't know if I have any 90s.
No.
I straight up 90s. I have all my t-shirts.
I grew out of them. And now that I'm losing weight, I'm getting to grow back in them. I could wear my Remix shirt that I wore that one night from Remix Magazine from the 90s. That'll be it. I'll wear my Remix Magazine shirt. So that's about it for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Great show. I really like these shows. If you like these shows better than some of the other stupid topics I come up with, let me know. Because last week's show's numbers were way down. We didn't have too many viewers last week. So if it's the topic choice, let us know. We'll do this every week. We'll field your questions. We'll mock each other. She'll dance and we'll whatever, and I'll whatever and whatever. And I would just like to say, and it's not going to be said, we went the whole show without saying a word that will not be said. I'm not going to say it.
Because John wasn't here. That's why.
John wasn't here, so we can say we had a show and it wasn't said. So again, thank you guys. John, I know, John, while you're in the chat room, are you doing any live broadcasts from LV where you're at this week? So hit the chat room real quick and let us know if you are doing any live shows so that they know in the chat room. Those people can read and see John will be live, such and such, that sort of thing. I know he did a video this afternoon where he's walking down the street in Vegas, which was neat. He saw people he knew while he was walking in the street. So,
yeah, but there's no showroom floor either at the wedding MBA, so
they do have some
completely
stuff.
different type of.
He showed some pictures. They do have some. It
Look
wasn't said. It wasn't said.
No.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Look.
Doesn't count in the chat room. Doesn't count if we read it.
That's right.
Can one of my administrators retract that, please? If my administrators are still in the chat, can you please retract that?
Oh, funny. John said he's going to try to do one tomorrow.
Can I get a Ray Donovan on that line, please, from Disc Jockey News? Can I get a Ray Donovan on that line, please?
Too funny. Too funny. All right, again, thank you guys. You're awesome. Dan, Shaney, thank you guys for joining us in. Till next time, take care of yourselves. God bless.